suppose we kind of want me on there. That's going to be important. Crap, is it going to work? There we go. Oh, the lighting's all messed up. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Good evening, good evening. This is our Saturday and Sunday weekend live for the Awakenings. Welcome in, welcome in. Good to see you, good to see you. Hello, 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 hello. Hey, Bridget, good to see you. Welcome in. Very happy and grateful to be here with all of you once again this evening for The Awakening's New Earth Conversations. This will be a live interactive talking about the spiritual and soul experience. Many different things that an individual will go through as far as the transformations of the mind, the nervous system, and a deep connection with spirit itself and consciousness. Good to see you, Joanne. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Alexis. Good to see you. We'll continue to welcome everybody in here this evening. So happy and grateful to be here with all of you once again. We'll just allow more and more people to roll in tonight. How is your weekend going so far? How has your Saturday been? How was your Friday night? Maybe you were in the nighttime live last night and you get rid of those little fireflies. We could do little stars if we wanted, but stars can work. Hello. Hey, Carrie. Good to see you. Hey, Alexis, Joanne, welcome in. As you're coming in, if you could mention if you're new or returning to the channel, where you are tuning in from. Once again, I go by Josh, Joshua, or Elion, and I'm here in Minnesota myself. I'm a master in hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming as well. Elite transformation and consciousness guide on your journey with the understanding of the nervous system, of the mind, and your spiritual and soul journey. On these weekend lives for Saturday and Sunday night, I like to have individuals come up and talk about their own experiences or ask questions, or if they need to emotionally release. That might be you tonight at some point. But as we just move into the live here, I will be speaking for a while. Hey, Dr. Becky, good to see you. Good to see you all. This is just some fun music to get it going. I'm going to switch it over to Cosmic Drift. This will be quite a bit slower. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Kim. Kim from Arizona. Excellent. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want you to realize how quickly you can transition, how the mind can move from that place of, wow, so much energy, upliftment, into a place of peace, into the present moment, where you're just hearing the sound of my voice and recognizing where you're at in this moment here. Hey, Lindsay from UK. Excellent. Good to see you. Kim is new from Arizona. Good to see you as well. What you'll see is many people who return in here from the morning or nighttime lives, or maybe they've been working one-on-one with myself outside of TikTok here, or maybe you're just new coming into the channel. But just mention, yeah, if you're new or returning and where you're tuning in from here, as we begin to get the Saturday and Sunday higher consciousness talks going here. We got Carrie from Houston. Hello. Stargazer from Chicago. Stargazer, you're a super fan. I tried to invite you into the super fan chat. I don't know if you want to be in it or not, but you have chat restrictions. So until you lift the chat restrictions on your account, I won't be able to invite you. There's quite a few people that are super fans right now that I can't invite into the super fan only chat because of your own profile restrictions. So if you want to get into it, let me know, and you'll have to uplift the change the settings on your account. Usually do go to bed during a Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation. You've been listening for a little while. Excellent. Like Cosmic Drift, relaxing. Beautiful. Yeah, Joe Dispenza's teachings will be based on the nervous system and the brain as well. Absolutely no problem with there. Everyone will be on their own journey. I speak on the 5 layers of human consciousness. Joe Dispenza is working between layer 3 and layer 4. There is a deeper layer of truth, but that only comes through ultimate freedom which not very many are going on that direction. Let's go ahead and talk in ego mask tonight. What is a mask? When I say a mask, what do you think a mask is? Maybe you think of the movie with Jim Carrey, The Mask. What is a mask? Welcome in, welcome in. What is a mask? What would be your definition? Anybody know what a mask is? Something to hide behind? A cover? What is a mask? A personality? Alter ego? Disguise? A disguise, a cover, a personality from what? A disguise, a cover from what? Can't see what you're doing. What is it disguising? What is it covering? What could this mask be disguising or covering? From the original self. Thank you, Terry. Some of you have been in a very deep dive through this channel with myself or in the one-on-ones, right? So the masks are hiding the true self, right? Please type it in the chat. Masks are hiding the true self. Masks are hiding the true self. Pretty simple, pretty easy, right? A mask is covering what's really there, right? A mask is covering what's really there. It's covering the true self, right? Go ahead and type that in the chat. Masks are hiding the true self. For those of you who have listened or followed Jim Carrey's journey, this is what happened to him, right? He woke up. He realized, I've been playing a role. I've been putting on a mask for every new movie. I'm Jim Carrey that does this. Now I'm this role. Now I'm that role. Now I'm that role. Who am I really? Behind all these masks, who in the world am I really? Right? Am I the people-pleasing comedian that does all this goofy, funny stuff? Am I the serious actor in this movie? Who am I? Right? Playing lots of alter egos, lots of masks. So he would ask the deeper question, right? So some of you are playing lots of different roles, right? I'll touch into the roles, into the masks here tonight. You'll notice this in the world in a big way. Maybe people in your family, your friends, or maybe yourself can wake us up to ourselves in a big way as well as I talk about these things. But to just keep it lighter in the beginning, just keep it a little bit lighter, a little bit more fun. I'm going to do a couple of riddles. We did this on Friday, but these ones will be different. These will be thought-inducing. Go ahead and type your answer in the chat. It doesn't matter. Just be authentic and honest, right, about what your answer is. If you know the answer, if you've heard the riddle before, don't answer it, please. If you're like, oh, I know that one. Please don't answer it right away and ruin it for everybody. All right, excellent. A lot of these are paradoxes. They can cause your mind to spin deeper on your spiritual and soul path as well. So what belongs to you? What belongs to you but gets used more by everybody else? What belongs to you but it gets used by everybody else? Used far more by everybody else. What belongs to you but gets used far more by everybody else? We got energy, we got time, we got patience. The eyes. The eyes is a good answer. Never heard that one before. But that would make sense, James. The eyes, yeah. Your name. Your name belongs to you, and it's used by everybody else a lot more, right? Yeah. A blind man walks into a room with sighted people. Who is truly blind? Right? A blind man walks into a room with sighted people, or with veiled eyes. Who is truly blind? A blind man walks into a room with sighted people with veiled eyes. Who is truly blind? If you're constantly trying to become somebody else, who's the one that's noticing that? If you're constantly trying to become somebody else, who is the one that's noticing that? Who's the one noticing that you're constantly trying to be somebody else? If you're constantly trying to be somebody else, who's the one noticing that? A lot of these will be, they'll send you for a little twist inside of yourself, alright? That's how they're designed. So that's certainly okay. That's how all these are designed. Can you remember a time before your first memory? I'll ask that again a little bit slower. Can you remember a time before your first memory? Don't everybody speak at once. Somebody would argue, yes, I can remember past lives. What is that? What is that? Can you remember a time before your first memory? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Right. What is always coming but never arrives? What is always coming? Always. It's always coming, but it never arrives. And it never arrives. What is always coming and never arrives? Let's go, Silver Moon. I don't know if you heard that one before or not, but tomorrow. Tomorrow is always coming, but it never arrives. It never arrives. When is it tomorrow? Please tell me, when is it tomorrow? Please show me when it's tomorrow. It's always coming and it never arrives. The mind is very good at saying tomorrow, 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 right? If your thoughts are constantly changing, are your thoughts really you? If your thoughts are changing from one moment to the next, same thing with your feelings from one moment to the next, are they really you? Are the feelings you or the thoughts you if they're constantly changing? Good evening, KK. Hello, good to see you. For those of you who enjoy the energy in the talk tonight, it's free to follow in the upper left as we continue to welcome more people. We're just starting the nighttime live for the Awakening Spiritual Journey. This is a deeper dive for those of you that are on that path. It's a live interactive as well, where a little bit later I will have individuals come up and chat. Some people ask questions, some people talk about their own experience, some people emotionally release. You might get all different types of personalities, identities, and different journeys, which is certainly okay. If a tree falls in a forest and nobody's around to hear it, did it truly make a sound? Did it truly make a sound if a tree falls in a forest and there's no one around to hear it? Did it make a sound? How do you know? How do you know? Just let some of these soak in, right? Let some of these soak in. The more real that this feels, the more likely that it is a dream. What am I? The more real that it feels, the more likely it is a dream. What is it? The more real that this feels, the more likely it is a dream. What is it? A nightmare. A nightmare. What would be equivalent to a nightmare? The more real it feels, the more likely it is a dream. What is it? A nightmare is pretty close. Fear. Fear. The more that this fear feels real, the more likely it is a dream. The more real it feels, the more likely it is a dream. What gets lighter the more that you carry it? What gets lighter the more that you carry it? A conversation or a burden shared? What gets lighter the more that you carry it? A conversation or a burden shared? What question can never be answered yes? There's a certain question that you could ask someone that can never be answered yes. What is that question? It can never be answered yes. What is that question? It's a yes and no question, but it can never be answered yes. Have you ever been to the moon? There's certain people that would be able to answer yes, right? There, let's go, Lalia. Are you asleep? Are you asleep? The only question that can never be answered yes. Are you asleep? Why? Why can that never be answered yes? Why can that never be answered yes? Unaware. There's no one there to answer the question. Please type that in the chat. There's no one there to answer your question. There's no one there to answer. It can never be answered yes. If there's someone there to answer, they can say no. But if there's no one there to answer, there's no one there to answer. If the mind is always talking, who is listening? If the mind is always talking and chattering and all this anxiousness or fear or anxieties, worries, doubts, thinking about the fear or about the future and relationships and arguments with the boss or the job, worry about finances, and if the mind is always talking, who's listening? Mind can talk and listen to the subconscious. Excellent. Thank you so much, Christy, for the Galaxy Globe. Let's go, Christy. Thank you for getting us rolling here. For those of you who enjoy these conversations, this energy, free to follow in the upper left and make sure to grab that daily heart me. If you have a finger available, be sure to tap away on my forehead or on the side of the screen, and that will help get this pushed out here tremendously as well. Just starting off with some more fun-inducing riddles for your mind that are developing a deeper inner self of unveiling certain truths here also. You'll go, huh? A lot of them make you go, what? I've never been asked this before. What are you talking about? Right. What is harder to break than stone but easier to lose than water? What is harder to break than stone but easier to lose than water? Harder to break than stone, but easier to lose than water. Trust. Bond. Trust. How about peace? How about peace? How easy is it for your mind to lose its peace? How easy is it for your mind to lose its peace? What's harder to break than stone, but easier to lose than water? Trust and peace, right? A lot of you got the trust factor. Beautiful. Right. Very hard to break, but easier to lose than water. If you could instantly know the full truth about your life in one moment, in this moment, would you actually want to? If you could know the full truth about your whole life story in an instant, every moment of your whole life, would you actually want to? Beginning to end. Are you so sure about that? Right, if you could instantly see the full truth about your whole life beginning to end, would you really want to know? A lot of you say no, why? Some of you say yes, why? No, I'm more interested in past life knowledge to move forward. Do you see the contradiction there, Jen? Depending of your age, it would be boring. Somebody said there'd be no journey, there'd be no adventure. Ah, the mind doesn't like surprises. The ego doesn't like surprises. Right? What is a child like? Does a child like adventure? Does a child like the unknown? But the conditioned ego self, I don't like surprises. I don't like the unknown. It's scary. How about to a child? Does a child like adventure? Does a child like the unknown? Does a child like things that are unexpected? If your inner voice talks to you, who is hearing it? If your inner voice talks to you, who is hearing it? If your inner voice talks to you, who's hearing it? At what age do people become adults? And who decides this? At what age is someone an adult? At what age is somebody an adult? And who decided this? 25. How do you know? And how do you know? If you forgive someone but never speak to them again, is that still forgiveness? If you forgive someone and never speak to them again, is that still forgiveness? What's more exhausting, carrying pain or pretending that you don't have any? What's more exhausting, carrying emotional pain or pretending that you don't have any? Christy became a super fan. Welcome into Supernova. I'll get you in the super fan chat. Super fans are growing in a big way. Everybody welcome Christy into the super fan, and then we'll be welcoming you into that super fan chat as well. You have now access to all the stickers. You have greater access to myself. You'll be in that exclusive chat, and then you're also a greater support to the channel. So thank you so much, Christy. Let's go. Let's go. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Maybe you'll put in a supernova, a sun, something from the galaxy in the chat for her. Right? What's more exhausting? Please try and answer this question. It's very important for you right now. What's more exhausting, carrying emotional pain or just pretending that you don't have any? And then this will be the last riddle for tonight, just to get us started for the evening. They're pretty fun and they're thought-inducing, and they'll cause a lot of you to have contradictions and go, what the heck is going on inside of my brain? If life is temporary, what actually gives it meaning? If all of this is temporary, this physical experience, what actually gives it meaning? Love. We do. Love. Moments. What you leave behind. If all this physical life is temporary, what actually gives it meaning? The journey, I suppose. My boyfriend. Love. Depth of array of emotions, connections, experiences, integrity. You. the temporariness of it, the temporariness. My savior, being, imagination, inner peace. Love and adventure. Experience itself. Us, all of us, inner peace, imagination. So these riddles are important just to begin the conversations here for tonight. I'm going to move into the ego identities that you're going to find on your journey in the world, in America, in others, in yourself, right? This is not to judge, shame, guilt anybody. Understand, if you get offended or defensive during any of this, pay very close attention in that moment. Because why would one become defensive or offensive about what I'm talking about is if that ego exists there. I feel like he's talking about me. I don't like this. And you might want to scroll away instantly, or you might feel like there's a little dagger getting hit. All right. That's part of the process. Okay. It's part of the process. So a lot of the masks are built for survival purposes, environmental survival, social structure survivals, to keep your identity going, to keep you living the way that you're living and thinking the way you're thinking and feeling the way you're feeling. So if you truly want to go to the deepest levels of these, masks got to get peeled, okay? Please type that in the chat. Masks have to get peeled. Otherwise, you're on a fake spiritual journey. If the masks and the layers don't get peeled, you're on a fake spiritual journey. I hate to break it to you. You're not going to the depths. Masks have an MRI. You got a lot of autocorrect there tonight, Amanda. That's funny. So for a lot of people, they will run at this point when I talk about the mask because the identity gets exposed, and I don't like this. I hate this. He's talking about me. I'm out of here, right? In the instant scroll. So eventually the ego becomes very exhausted, or your identity becomes very exhausted pretending to be someone that you truly aren't. The moment you get so exhausted that you're pretending to be something that you really aren't, a lot of times you'll start to surrender to this. So how many of you have ever found yourself exhausted pretending to be something? Maybe you're at your job, you're around friends, coworkers, in sports, at a church, and you're pretending you have a mask on to be something that you're not. And it becomes very, very, very exhausting, right? This happens a lot for a lot of people on social media as well. They're pretending to be somebody that they're not, right? There's a lot of copycat personalities. There's a lot of copy-paste from AI or scripts or prompts, right? They will become exhausted. Right. That happens a lot for people that are on the positivity journey as well, where it's 100% of the time if I'm not super positive, I'm in trouble, because if I have any negative thoughts, I'm going to create a bad experience in my life. And then they become very exhausted as well, because it's 24/7 needing no positivity, no positivity, right? And they're draining themselves, right? So for a lot of the spiritual journey and awakening process, it's not about necessarily becoming something new, but peeling layers, right? Peeling masks away, peeling away the false, seeing identities you thought you had to be, right? Peeling away identities that you thought you had to be. So, as I walk through a lot of these, I'm going to ask you some questions at the end that are going to cause it to go deeper, okay? And then I'm going to invite people up to talk afterwards, unless we move into the emotional scale as well. If there's time, I'll also do the emotional scale, but that one normally takes a while. That normally takes at least an hour, so I'll probably leave that for tomorrow. So number one, go ahead and type this in the chat. We got the people pleaser. The mask of the people pleaser. This is the nervous system fawn response. Right? This is formed through that conditional love, the fear of rejection, childhood approval, relationship approval, right? Someone who's always agreeable, who constantly avoids conflict, who over apologizes all the time. This is the people pleaser, someone who is always avoiding conflict, always agreeable, but very over agreeable. They over apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry. You didn't do anything wrong. No, I'm so sorry, right? You didn't do anything wrong, right? So that's going to be the people pleaser, right? They're very afraid of being rejected. They need the approval. If they're not getting your love or approval, then they're broken in an instant, right? They're very, very fragile. People pleasers are extremely fragile because the moment there's any conflict or the moment that somebody doesn't like you, I'm broken. So words and thoughts that are going to come out of you is, it's fine, whatever you want, right? It's fine, whatever you want. You'll say that a lot. I don't mind, I'm okay. How many of you say, I don't mind, I'm okay? Whatever you want, right? You'll say that a lot. There's a core belief going on that I'm safe as long as others are happy with me. I'm safe as long as everyone else is happy with me, but the moment somebody else is not happy with me, I'm not safe. It's not okay. If somebody else is not happy with me, I'm not safe. It's not okay. Right? So this is going to be that people pleaser mask. There's a lot of people in the world that wear that mask, and it's not out of judgment, shame, or guilt right now. If that's you and you want to break that mask, there's a link in the orange link in the bottom left. You can look into one-on-ones with myself. All right. I work one-on-ones with individuals every Monday through Friday as we work through these things here. I have a very deep understanding of the nervous system, of the programming of the mind. And in those one-on-ones, we break apart things for your freedom. So you can have more peace, more love, more joy. Your nervous system can be regulated, and you can finally move in life in a greater harmony and creation, right? Abundance right there. Let's go. Excellent. Number 2, the next mask, next ego identity we're going to tap into is the performer. Please type it in the chat, the performer. This is the Jim Carrey, what he woke up to. He was playing the performer, right? This is a lot of comedians on social media as well, the performer. Right, the performer. This is going to be the class clowns. Their worth is built on praise. Their worth is built on laughter or praise. If people aren't praising me or if they're not laughing, I'm not good enough, right? So the performer is going to overextend himself in a big way. What happened to Robin Williams, right? What happened to Robin Williams? He was a performer. Deep down, very, very lonely, very broken, right? There was a big void and hole inside of himself. And he always talked on, if I put a beautiful smile on, nobody will know deep down how broken I truly am. As long as I put on a beautiful fake smile, nobody's going to know how broken I really am. That's what he said, right? Robin Williams. So that's the ego performer right there, okay? How about the guy from Friends? I always forget his name. What about the guy from Friends? I always forget his name. You guys know. Matthew Perry, yeah. There's another one. How about Elvis Presley? Right. So on and so forth the story goes, okay? So on and so forth the story goes. What I'm pointing to is not individual occurrences, okay? These are ego identity masks. They're pretending, and they become so exhausted at some point from pretending that they finally crash. They fall apart, okay? The pretending veil of the mask, it fades and they fall apart, right? This is when all of their self-worth, their identity is built around praise, achievement from others, right? And they're constantly needing to post or prove themselves. This is happening on social media in a big way. A lot of people are building all their value and worth over they don't know who they are anymore unless they post. Unless they're constantly doing something, right? I don't know who I am unless I post. So this person will also fall in the trap of my value is in what I produce. My value is in the movies I make, in the music I make. My value is in whatever I'm producing and that other people enjoy. If you know what I'm talking about, please type a 1 in the chat. Sometimes I can lose a lot of you and a lot of your minds when I talk like this. But they're deriving all their value from somebody else in the external, right? I'm not worth anything unless other people are smiling, unless other people are laughing. I'm not worth anything unless I produce movies or right? So then the moment they're no longer a famous actor anymore, uh-oh. They're no longer a famous athlete anymore. Uh-oh. Right? They're a performer. And then the depression and loneliness kicks in a big way. Marilyn Monroe, yeah, trapped in an illusion, that's right. Okay, next up, the next ego identity. This is a very powerful one, and this one sucks for a lot of people, and they hate it when they hear this. But the victim, right? And what I get a lot of the times is, oh, you're victim shaming people. Don't listen to this, right? He's evil, he's victim shaming. The victim is an ego. It's an identity, it's a role. All right? So we use traumatic experiences that you've gone through. We use the pain to become more empowered, to learn what we need to learn, and to move on from it and become the most empowered version possible. The victim, right? However, if someone is in repeated helpless experiences, they're constantly in a place of lack, or people are harming them, or they're living the repeated pattern. What do I always tell you? What is the constant? What is the only constant in every situation? What is the only constant in every situation? Yourself, right? You're the only constant in every situation. Yourself. So there will be a lot of stuck stories, external blame. This always happens to me. Nothing ever works out. I'm so unlucky. They're out to get me. I don't have control. I get that a lot in some of my messages when somebody is in that place of the victim role. They'll reach out and they say, help, help, they're out to get me. And it's always they. And I always ask, who is this they? And there's never an answer. Who is this they? Who's they out to get you? And there's never an answer. They're gonna get me. Who is they? The world is out to get me, right? It's an ego identity. It's a mask, and they can't see it. The veil is very, very dark in a lot of people. Generally through traumatic experiences, through environments that they grew up in, right? But the victim role is very powerful, and it's very difficult to break unless there's some light that can move in. Right? It's a very deep identity that's very difficult to break. Why? Because a lot of people want to hold on to that. No, this is my pain. This is my trauma. The world hates me. They're out to get me. Nobody loves me, right? Nobody understands me. Bad things always happen to me. Nothing ever works out. I don't have control. So the victim will fight. Please type that in the chat. The victim will fight for that identity very, very strongly, I promise you. I promise you, the victim will fight for that identity. And if somebody is stuck, if they're in that place, they'll fight these words and say, I'm shaming them and that I'm evil and I'm going to go to hell. All right, the victim will fight for that identity. All right. Okay, next up for the masks, as I walk you through this, here's another one a lot of you aren't going to like. Get ready. Who's ready to have a dagger in your heart? The savior, the rescuer, and the healer. Uh-oh. Ouch. The savior, the rescuer, and the healer. I am their savior. I am their rescuer. I am their healer. Ego, identity, mask. Love received through being needed. I want others to need me and want me. You find yourself over-helping, becoming emotionally over-responsible. And it sounds like, let me fix this for you. I'm the fixer. I'm the healer. I can help you all the time. I'm valuable when I save others. I'm only valuable when I save others. Right? There's a reason why Jesus died on the cross, right? So no one else needed to be a savior. It's so no one else needed to be a healer or a savior, right? So a lot of people will wear that mask and they will fight this too as well. They're going to fight very, very hard against these words. They'll hate me for saying this, I promise you. There's a lot of people who hold on to this identity dearly. No, I am the healer. I am the rescuer. I am the savior. They will hold on to that dearly. And they will fight to the bitter end for it, I promise you. Why? Because their love is received through the validation of others wanting them to be their savior. They're playing that hero role and looking at others as they need my help. They need my help, those poor, sorry souls, and I'm amazing. I'm so amazing, and I'm their hero, and they're poor, sorry souls. I can help you. And they show up in their cape, right? I'll save you. Excellent. The next roll. Mighty Mouse, that's right. The next roll, this one has left a lot of you because it exists far more in 20-year-olds and teenagers, which there's not a lot of teenagers or 20-year-olds end up in here. If anybody's in their 20s, please type in the chat, put a 1. It's very rare. TikTok doesn't normally send this out to 20-year-olds because they have a whole different feed, right? There are some, but it's very rare that a 20-year-old hits this level on their spiritual journey. They're going to be playing all sorts of other different types of games on the planet. Okay, so next up we have the Rebel. The Rebel role. How many of you are still playing the Rebel? I'm a rebel. I don't do labels. I don't conform. I refuse to be controlled. I do what I want. Right? Oftentimes the rebel will do very destructive things to themselves just to prove how much control they have, which it's complete opposite of what they're doing. I'm so rebellious that I'll do these harmful substances, right? I'm so rebellious that I won't go to my work anymore and get paid. I'll show them. I'll quit and then I'll be miserable and not be able to pay my bills because I'm a rebel, right? So the rebel can be very self-destructive. Please type that in the chat. The rebel can be very self-destructive because it plays the identity of I'm so rebellious, I don't listen to authority, and it destroys itself in the process. By the fact of proving to yourself that belief system of what you think you are with that mask, it becomes self-destructive. I don't conform, I don't do labels, I refuse to be controlled. Freedom for that means resisting everything and destroying your own experience. Is that really freedom? Or is that a mask? Is that a role being played? Right? Is the teenager truly free by saying screw everybody and they go off into the woods and they drink a bunch of alcohol? Right? Is that truly free? So most of the time they'll be anti-rules and anti-government, whatever, anti all sorts of stuff. Always constantly playing opposition, an opposition role. So in truth, they're just playing the polarity. Right? For every north, there's a south. For every hot, there's a cold. Every east, there's a west. Right? Up, there's a down. They're playing the polarity of that role and very destructive. Excellent. Beautiful. Next up, we have the one who considers themselves very, very intellectual. It's another mask, another role. The intellectual. Right? Everything is about how smart I am. All my value is built on how smart I am. I am so smart, the intellectual. I hold myself in a much higher place of pride because I'm so smart, right? Emotions for the intellectual are normally unsafe. They're illogical. Thinking is a protection mechanism. They're going to overanalyze situations a lot. They're going to have detached logic a lot of the time. You're going to hear them say, whoa, 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 let's think about this. They're going to say that a lot. Let's think about this. A lot. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Or they might say, technically speaking, or let's use logic here. This doesn't make sense logically. If I understand it, I won't actually feel it. They're going to be living solely in the thinking mind, and they're going to be very detached from the sensations of the body. Most of the time, someone who considers themselves very intellectual is going to be very detached from the emotional energies of the all of life, and they're going to be very stuck in the analytical thinking part of the brain, technically speaking. Right. A lot of scientists get stuck here, but those that have gone the quantum route, they escape it. So those who study quantum physics, they escape this intellectual mind. Why? Because they're shown far beyond it. They go, I can't think about things logically anymore. Those that study, that are scientists that go into the quantum or into neuroscience, they're like, uh-oh, my logic is breaking apart. It doesn't hold. Right. Next up, another mask. Go ahead and type this in the chat. The tough one. The tough one. I'm the tough one. Go ahead and type that in the chat. I'm the tough one. Nothing gets to me. Nothing gets to me. I don't show emotion. I don't cry. I'm the tough one. A lot of the times, men will take on this role as I'm the super alpha male, right? You'll see this in some gyms where they walk around like, I'm the big bad one. Don't mess with me. I'm the toughest of the tough. Right? I'm the tough one. And you can even just tell by the walk too. Like, oh man. Oh man. If only they could see. If only they could see, right? If only they could see how vulnerable and how weak they are truly deep down within. So this is where the vulnerability gets punished. It gets ignored. If somebody else is crying or looks weak, they're gonna call it out. Oh, you're weak. Oh, you little crybaby. This is oftentimes where bullies come in as well. Bullies will consider themselves tough. A lot of bullies will consider themselves tough also. Someone will become emotionally shut down. They'll like to think of themselves with more stoic energy. And what you're going to hear about it, or yeah, they'll say things like, you're a sissy. I'm good. You're going to hear that a lot out of their mouth. Somebody says, how are you? I'm good. And that's it. Nothing else. I'm good. Done. They won't know what else to say. It's a program running. It's a repetitive pattern. I'm fine. It is what it is. I'm good. The end. No addition, no emotion, no nothing. Emotionally shut down, the tough one. Just, I'm good, and that's it. Done. No other conversation. Oh, okay. You're good? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, have a good day. See you later. Sounds like you're good. Right? When in truth, you know that's not the case at all. It's a mask, right? This is why I was telling you, it's pretend. It's pretend. It's a mask. For someone living from the place of a tough one, feeling is weakness. Crying is weakness. A lot of the times people who are in sports or the military will fall into this role, and then they become very, very broken and defeated later on in life with things like PTSD, right? And they start expressing in very destructive ways. Sometimes people become addicts from this role as well. The tough ones will often become addicts. Why? Because the only time they can express emotion is if they're drinking or doing something. Why? Because emotions are weak, and the only time they can show it is when they're drunk. Okay? So a lot of things, you'll have a lot of light bulbs, all right? Next one, a lot of you won't like this one either. This one was going to be a dagger to some of you. All right? The false spiritual ego. Please type that in the chat. The false spiritual ego. It's the one who puts themselves on a hierarchy. I'm just vibrating higher than everybody else. They're not as awakened as I am. I'm above others. I know more. False spiritual ego. A lot of people on social media play this role. I'm so awakened and everybody else is so not. I just vibrate higher than everybody else, and they're so behind, right? So they're playing the ladder, the hierarchy role. Playing the hierarchy role, right? False spiritual egos. I'm above others, right, is where that comes from. I'm further along than everybody else. I'm so much better. Sometimes you catch channels where there's certain people calling themselves like the Sophia the Christ, or certain people that are saying that they are Jesus, or whatever, just craziness, right? False spiritual egos. False spiritual egos, right? For someone who's truly awake, they're not going to sit there and say, I'm so enlightened. It's never going to happen. There's no I there to say I'm so enlightened. The identity is dissolved. The ego is dissolved. It doesn't care. It doesn't get validated. There's nothing to be validated. If you understand what I'm saying, please put a green heart in the chat. This channel is designed to wake a lot of you up to a much different level of understanding. That's just someone wanting more validation, wanting more praise, and wanting people to come lay at their feet and worship them, because they've seen other people do it to Jesus or to Buddha, and they want that. So there's this deep yearning inside of them. Oh, if I'm enlightened, other people will come worship me and get at my feet and praise me. So now they're calling themselves the Sophia the Christ or whatever nonsense, right? Okay, next up. Next up, we have the chameleon. Next up, we have the chameleon. What do you think the chameleon mask is? What do you think the chameleon mask is? This one's a little bit more difficult to pinpoint. Yeah, what does a chameleon do? They blend in. Yeah, chameleon's a little bit more difficult to pinpoint. Why? Because they blend in. Ah, they change with the people and environment around them. They blend in everywhere. They're changing all the time. They mirror whoever they're with. Yeah? They don't know who they are. They're just changing to the environment. They change to belong. They have a different personality in every single group. There's a big identity instability. There's survival through adaptation. Right? And there's a different personality in every single group, because I must act like how they act and talk like how they talk. Otherwise, they won't like me. Otherwise, I'm not safe. I must be just like them. I must be just like them. So it's going to mirror whoever they're around. Yeah, change as needed, exactly. So they're a lot more difficult to pinpoint, because depending on the environment that they're in, they're going to adapt and change to it. A lot of people do this when they go into a church. A lot of people put on their chameleon mask when they go into a church. They act one way all week. They're a completely different person. They have different habits. They talk a whole different way. And then they walk into church on a Sunday for 2 hours. And then they do what? They adapt to the environment. They act completely different. They put on a mask. And then you go, what in the world are you? Who are you right now? This isn't who you are, right? Who are you right now for 2 hours out of your week? This isn't who you are, right? Right. All reflections of oneself, yes, but this is still beneficial to many people's journey. Still beneficial in many people's journey. You hear this? Yep. Next up, this is another mask, another ego identity. A lot of you won't like this one either, because a lot of people who listen to this channel or find me are going to be holding on to this one. The lone wolf. The lone wolf. A lot of people love that identity, love that mask. I am the lone wolf. I do it all alone. It's me against the world. It's me against everybody. It's me against the world. The lone wolf. This is formed generally through betrayal, through loss, through disappointment in relationships, disappointment with family, rejection. The lone wolf is generally built, this identity, this mask is built through past memory, generally through family, relationship, school, betrayal, loss, abandonment, or disappointment. Right. So this is going to look like isolation, self-reliance on identity. They become extremely independent for everything because they don't trust anybody. No, it's all me. It's me against the world, right? It's all me. Can't trust anybody for anything. The lone wolves. And they will isolate on purpose. There's a deep void, a brokenness inside almost 100% of the time. And the words will sound like, I don't need anyone. Connection leads to pain is the thought behind it. They don't, most of the time you don't realize it, but that's what is going on, is connection is pain. I don't like that. It'll end up in rejection. It'll end up in failure or loss or disappointment or abandonment. So it's much better just to be a lone wolf and to isolate. That will dissolve pretty quickly on this journey if you come into the morning lives. The morning lives are such a deep level of joy, of upliftment, and of connection that your identity will snap out of that one pretty quick. You'll start to be like, wow, I love talking to other people. I love smiling. I love having some sort of conversation, right? Why? Because it's just another upliftment of life. It's just another upliftment of life, right? So if you're in those morning lives, that one can dissolve pretty quick. You won't feel like that lone wolf anymore, and it doesn't truly serve you any longer on this path. Like I said, that's going to be the one who says, I don't need anybody. I get better off all alone. You hear that from a lot of people, especially once they lose their relationship, their wife, their husband, or whatever, and they're pretty broken after that phase. It's I'm better alone or whatever, and I don't need anyone else. I never want to be with anyone else or whatever it may be. Next up we have the controller. Please type that in the chat, the controller. Please type that in the chat, the controller. You're gonna see this either in others or in yourself. A lot of the times this happens in management and bosses, right? The micromanagement, the controllers. This is going to get formed generally from chaos in early childhood environments or teenage environments where they felt like they didn't have control, and then they try and take over everything later on through micromanaging, anxiety over the uncertainties, right? Anytime there's any sort of uncertainty, there's lots of anxiety. This is going to be somebody that will say all the time, just let me handle it. Just let me take care of it. Just let me handle it. If I don't control it, it's going to fall apart, is a deeper thought, right? If I don't control this, it's going to fall apart. Just let me do it. Just let me handle it. Just listen, right? Micromanaging. And there will be lots of overthinking anytime there's any sort of uncertainty with something. Lots of anxiety. Excellent. Next mask to uncover. Let's do this. Everybody type in chat, let's do this. Right? You can still have fun on your spiritual journey, trust me. You don't have to be miserable the whole time like this guy was. Dark nights happen to some people, but it doesn't necessarily have to happen to you. You can have fun. Let's do this. Let's uncover this one. All right. Next up, we have the perfectionist. All right, the perfectionist. Let's do this. Unmask. Right. The next up, we got the perfectionist. What's the perfectionist? Right, what is the perfectionist? Check, 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 check. Perfectionists will have lots of lists most of the time. Everything will be about performance. It needs to be perfect. What does perfect even mean? That's the first question you got to ask yourself. What does perfect even mean? Please type that in the chat. What does perfect even mean? Challenge your mind. This needs to be perfect. Okay. What does perfect mean? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Please type that in the chat. What does perfect even mean? How can I give this meaning? So there's a conditional acceptance, conditional love based on performance. Right? Conditional love, conditional acceptance based on performance. Most of the time, this person will be over-preparing, overdoing. There's a fear of mistakes. They'll be the one up all night studying. They'll be the ones continually saying, I'm not ready yet. It's not ready yet. It's not good enough. I can't put this out there. This is the person who will have 20, probably a lot more. So 20 drafts in their social media to me is a lot. But some people have like 100 drafts in their social media because none of them are good enough. Right? None of them are good enough. They can't release anything. Over-preparing, it's not good enough. Fear of mistakes. Right? You have 100 drafts sitting in your social media. You can't release any of them because they're not ready yet. To the perfectionist, any sort of mistake means failure. Any sort of mistake means failure to your identity. Understand this. It means you won't be approved, you won't be loved, you won't be liked, and you're a failure. So why would you ever allow yourself a mistake? Why would you ever allow yourself a mistake? For the perfectionist, mistakes are not okay. For the perfectionist, mistakes are not okay. For a 3-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 5-year-old, are mistakes a normal everyday thing? For anybody in life, is mistakes a normal everyday thing? I made a mistake. Oops. I learned. I made a mistake. Oops. I learned. Right? Very normal. I made a mistake. Oops. I learned. Made a mistake. Oops. I learned. Right? Perfection. Yeah, there can be multiple masks. Absolutely. Habib, right? Yeah, someone could have 5 of these, 6, 10 of these. Right? Any individual could take on a lot of these depending on the mechanisms that have been built, the programming that's been built. So you could notice 1 in yourself, or you could notice 15 in yourself as we walk through this, right? Just remember, I generalize everything. A lot of the times you might get offended or defensive and say, oh, I don't like him. He's talking about me, right? I hate him right now. Just remember, it's all generalized. I don't know you in your personal journey yourself, but this is very, very powerful for that. If you feel called to work with me for a one-on-one, the link is in the bottom left, okay? So there's a little orange link in the bottom left. There's a free welcome ebook guide for any of you interested to move deeper on your journey. It's about your spiritual soul journey, right? Orange link is in the bottom left. That's a free download for you. You can look into the one-on-ones if you want to start uncovering some of these things and gain a greater level of freedom in your experience. Josh, I hear you. I intuitively feel you and what you're saying. I'm ready to regulate my nervous system, uncover deeper truth about myself, and have more freedom in my experience, right? There's lots and lots of testimonials. You can read them. A lot of people in here will often share as well. And then tomorrow we're going to tap into the emotional scale of consciousness in a big, big way. Okay? It's good to look inside of ourselves. All the music for the channels available. Also, you're going to see that in the bottom left. Same thing with the dream state, nighttime experiences. Yeah. What does Carl Jung say? He who looks outside dreams, he who looks inside awakens, right? He or she, right? I know they always say he, but that means humans. So he or she who looks outside dreams, he or she who looks inside awakens. It's all about looking at our internal selves. Okay, excellent. Next up, after the perfectionist, we got the martyr. Please type that in the chat, the martyr. The martyr. The martyr. This is the one who loves to take on the role of sacrifice. Love earned through sacrifice, the martyr. The more that I sacrifice, the more worthy that I feel. My suffering gives me worth. They're trying to play the Jesus role, right? Jesus already did it, and they're trying to play that role. If I'm broke, that means that I should be more lovable, right? If I'm on the street living in poverty, that means I could be more lovable. The martyr, right? If someone's got to suffer, it can be me, right? If someone's going to suffer, it can be me. They're playing the martyr role. It's loved, earned through sacrifice. It's going to look like exhaustion, overgiving. I do everything for everyone. I'm constantly doing everything for everyone, and you're exhausted and you're drained. And there's no joy there. The martyr will not have true joy. They're going to have exhaustion, and they're going to be drained, and they're going to be overgiving still. And a lot of times they'll have resentment also. Yes, absolutely. Resentment will build. Why? Because they're expecting the return. Well, I'm sacrificing so much. Why are people not giving me more? Why are people not doing more? Why am I not appreciated? You're going to hear the martyr say that a lot. I sacrifice so much. Why do you not appreciate me the way I deserve to be appreciated? Have you ever found yourself doing that? Have you ever found yourself saying that or doing that, or somebody else? That's playing the martyr. I sacrifice so much for this family. Why do you not all appreciate me more? I suffer for all of you. Thanks so much for suffering for me. Now would you please come out of that suffering for me? Please? Will you please come out of that suffering for me now? Can some of you hear my words in this moment? Thank you so much for suffering for me, but could you please come out of that suffering now? Anyone? Right? That's someone that's an ego identity that has its value and worth built on what it thinks that it's sacrificing, giving up for that, right? Would you please come out of that suffering now and enjoy life, right? What does Jesus say? I've come to give you life so you may live abundantly. That you shall know the truth shall set you free. Where the Spirit of God is, there's liberty. He doesn't say, I've come to bring you suffering, misery, and pain so you can sacrifice everything and be miserable. When does he ever say that? Please tell me. But a lot of Christians will live from this place. A lot of Christians will live from the place, no, I need to live in complete poverty, be broken, sick, and ill disease, so that way I'll get into heaven. They're playing the martyr role. They're trying to play Jesus, right? Stop trying to play Jesus. If that's you, stop trying to play Jesus. Please type that in the chat, because a lot of people fall into that role where they think that they have to suffer. You don't have to play Jesus. He did it. It's done. Right? He did it. It's done. You don't have to play that role. Right? It's over. In the biggest of ways. It's over in the biggest of ways. In the greatest, grandest of ways. He says it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. Now enjoy. It's done. Now enjoy, right? right? That's right. Beautiful. Okay. So after the martyr, because that's a big one, a lot of people will play that martyr role, where their whole life is built around sacrifice. So their whole role built around sacrifice. Next up, we got the escapist. Next up, we got the escapist. Yeah, your dad said he's always happy being miserable. That's a mask, right? That makes zero sense. You could challenge that one. Like, how is there happiness in misery, right? That's the gold medal of suffering, misery, and pain, right? So that's a mask. So next up, we have the escapist. Next up, we have the escapist. Yeah, the escapist. What is the escapist? The escape artist. What is the escape artist good at? What is the escape artist good at? Getting out of things. Now, when it comes to this journey, what are they getting out of? Right? When it comes to this journey, what is the escape artist good at? They run from any emotional overwhelm, unresolved traumas, habits, addictions, right? Anything that is uncomfortable, they're going to run from it. They're very good at escaping feelings. Oh, I don't like this, run away. Any conflict, oh, I don't like this, run away. Any unresolved traumas, oh, I don't like this, run away, right? Distractions, habits, avoidance. And a lot of the times they're always going to say, I just need to relax. The moment something comes up, the moment any sort of conflict, any sort of trauma, any sort of emotion comes up, I just need to relax. Facing it is way too much. I can't handle this. I can't handle this right now. I just need to relax. That's going to be an escapist. I can't handle this. I'm out of here. Right? Escape. Right? This guy played that role for a long time. This guy played that role for a long time. Avoid. Escape. And lots of addictions came out of it. This guy was heavily addicted to a lot of things because it was constant escape, constant run. I don't like these feelings. I don't like this. But it was happening unconsciously. I don't like these trauma. I can't look at any of this. I can't talk about this. Escape. Right. I just need to relax. Okay, that substance. Now I'm relaxed. Okay, that gave me exactly what I needed in the moment. Because facing everything else is too much. Right? Okay. Next up, we have the cynic. C-Y-N-I-C, the cynic. What's someone if they're a cynic? Anybody know if someone is a cynic, what that means? Yeah, very negative, right? So this gets formed out of repeated disappointment in life, betrayal, right? Devil's advocate, right? They're the cynic, right? It's always negative, no positive outcomes. This generally gets formed because of lots of repeated disappointment in life. Very sarcastic. Yes, that's a huge tall tale trait of someone who's a cynic. They're very sarcastic, and they will make fun of other people a lot, and they'll laugh about other people a lot. Right? They're very sarcastic, and they will laugh about other people a lot. You're going to hear things like, yeah, right, that never works. Yeah, right, there's no way, right? I don't believe you, that's stupid, whatever it may be. It'll be very negative, right? Built from lots of disappointment in life. And they're also generally not going to trust things. Very, very cynic, right? Very cynical. Very untrustworthy of things. Very, very untrustworthy of things. I have a lot of times people will message me, I'd love to do a one-on-one with you. I like what you talk about, but I just can't trust anyone. I don't trust you. Okay, right? Through their lived experience, right, of being disappointed from lots of other people or being led astray from a lot of other things, right? They come into the cynic mass and they can't get through it. Skeptic, yeah. Which is going to happen from their own personal experience. Okay, next up. Not judging, shaming, or guilting, not saying anybody's hopeless at this point. The addict. Okay. This one can hit home for a lot of people. Why? Because addictions are very big right now on the planet. Dopamine hits are taking over the brain and the nervous system in a lot of people. A lot. With phones, with food, with the big P word all over the internet, right? With things that you put in your mouth, substances. This forms from nervous system overload. It will form from over consumption of dopamine, emotional numbing, compulsive behaviors, right? Compulsive behaviors. So there's two things that form an addiction. One is the emotional component, and then the other is the chemical component. Okay, so there's two components. If someone ever works with myself, we're breaking them both apart in the biggest of way. First, we're peeling back all the identity layers, the emotional layers. That way the chemical can work itself out. Right? The body, the physical experience is still going to do what it does, but they're able to work itself out a little bit better. Now, what a lot of people do is they'll just try and look for self-control or more willpower. How often does that work for somebody? It might work 1 out of 20 times, but how often in truth does that work for somebody, willpower or self-control? Yeah, not well. Not well, right? So you're going to run into people in your experience, family members, maybe sometimes your children, parents, and you're going to recognize that they're very addicted to something, and it's going to bother you. And then the very first thing that's going to come to your mind is, what's wrong with you? Why would you do this to yourself? Can't you see how you're harming yourself? Wake up, right? Where's your willpower? Where's your self-control? This is what a lot of people do. What is happening in that experience? Parents will do that to their children. People will do that to their husband, their wife, their boyfriend, their girlfriend. Right? Shame, guilt, judge them. You're not strong, you're weak, you don't have enough willpower. What's wrong with you? You got a problem. Just shaming them. They know. Right? Deep down they know. They've probably tried to quit. Please type that in the chat. They have probably tried to quit. Please type that in the chat. They have probably tried to quit. Now, not everybody tries, but most people do. Most people have probably tried to quit. Right? The brain is hijacked. The nervous system is hijacked. Its system's overloaded. The dopamine is very, very skewed, right? It's imbalanced to extreme levels. Emotional numbing, right? Hiding, distracting, compulsive behaviors. They've been overrun. They've been overtaken. Imagine like a robot that has been hijacked by a virus. All right? You go on your computer and it's got all these viruses, all right? So you turn on your computer and there's all these viruses. You want to run your normal programs, what's going to happen? You want to run your internet and all these things. What's going to happen if you got those viruses in there? Right? It's going to do something else, right? That's kind of the answer I'm looking for. It's going to do whatever the virus wants to do. It's just going to do whatever the virus wants to do. It's not going to care what you want the computer to do, right? It's not, the virus doesn't care what you want the computer to do. It's corrupting everything else, right? I want my physical vessel. I want my mind to do this. The virus doesn't care. Please type that in the chat. The virus doesn't care. The virus just gets what it wants. It just does what it's going to do. It doesn't care what you want. The virus doesn't care. It just is going to do what it does to your computer. It's going to get what it wants. It's going to get what it needs. It's going to make its changes to your physical vessel, to your mind, to your nervous system, and get whatever it wants, whatever it needs. It doesn't care what you truly want. You think that it cares? Virus don't care. Virus doesn't care about your health or your money or your happiness or your relationship or your job. Virus doesn't care about that. Are you kidding me? It'll take everything from you. Jesus warns the devil has come to kill, steal, and destroy. Comes like a roaring lion in the middle of the night. Be sober and of vigilant mind. He warns. Right? Virus don't care. It comes in and it kills, steals, and destroys. Addictions, right? Addictions. The thoughts will be just one more time. I've got control. It's no big deal. I can do it just this once. I need relief right now. I'll quit later. And this will happen over and over and over and over again. And you'll be stuck in the pleasure-pain cycle for all of eternity until it's gone. And they will always be those thoughts. It will always be the same ego playing within. I'll quit later. I can change. It'll be different this time. I just get relief this one time, just one more time, right? It'll always be those type of words, type of thoughts. And the identity is tied to external answers, external release in the body. And there's always a searching and consuming. Always a searching and consuming. All right. Next, this one isn't quite as destructive, but it's still another mask that will get peeled away. And this is going to be about 99% of you is the seeker. All right. So this one, I'm not going to dagger it as hard. It's not going to hurt as much, but it's still a mask, the seeker. Okay. Because that will fall away at some point. Because how long can you seek until you're found? Right? Jesus says, let him continue seeking until they find. When they find, they will become troubled, and then they will reign over the all. So the seeker eventually falls away. It has to, otherwise, what's going on? Right? You can't seek for all eternity. Please, well, you could, actually. You could seek forever and never find, but that's no fun. That's no fun, right? So it'll be the constant search, the constant consuming of content on books and on the YT, and never. So normally what happens is someone's on a journey for a long time with spirituality, and they keep getting layer 3 teachers. If they're getting those layer 3 teachers, they'll forever be seeking and searching and never finding and never actually having truth move through and never having real freedom move through. But until you hit a layer 4, layer 5 that this is designed for, then you can finally start to go, wow. Wow, I'm feeling more relaxed. I'm feeling more peace. I'm feeling more complete. I can now just create a beautiful life. I don't have to continue seeking forever. Relaxation inside, right? That's what that will feel like when that mask starts to get peeled away. Everybody type that in the chat. Get used to saying that. Because the moment that layer gets peeled away, you'll just go, this is so nice. Right? You don't have to listen to 500 different teachers on the YT. You don't have to spend 10 years reading books that are going to spin you in cycles, because they're not there. You hear one that actually is speaking of the deepest level of truth, and it will move in, and you go, so nice. That's what happens when Eckhart Tolle talks, right? You can hear a pin drop when he's talking to thousands of people in a stadium, right? Everyone in there in the environment, they're all going, ah. As they're all sitting around Eckhart Tolle, there's 1,000 people and you can hear a pin drop, right? Okay. Next up, another mask. The entertainer. The entertainer. What is the entertainer? Right? The entertainer. Very, very similar to the performer. The entertainer. Very similar to the performer, but this person will be the one feeling like they always need to entertain everyone in their environment. It doesn't necessarily mean they're on stage performing. It doesn't necessarily mean they're on stage performing, right? But entertaining everyone, right? Entertaining. So this is going to come from a place of needing validation, though, and needing to keep everybody happy. So in truth, I'm having fun. I'm doing what I'm doing. Right? If you're entertained, beautiful. If you're not entertained, so be it. Right? Some people think I'm funny. Some people think I'm a joke. Some people think I'm the stupidest person on the planet, and other people love it. So, right? I'm not trying to entertain anybody. The entertainer, right? So the entertainer is attention equals safety. It'll be someone that, let's say, for example, if you're going to church and you feel like everyone around you have to entertain all of them. You have to keep them all focused on something, right? I need to entertain all these people or they're going to get bored, and that's not okay if they're bored. You need to look at this joke. You need to play this game, right? It's not okay if any of you get bored. The entertainer is going to fall into that place. I'm not good enough if someone comes to my house and they're not entertained, right? Or whatever it is. It's okay to entertain people, but just pay attention if it's coming from a place of I'm not good enough if they're not entertained, right? I'm a failure if they get bored. Do you understand the difference? Right? It's a beautiful thing to have people laughing and having a good time and being merry and cheerful, but when there's an identity of I'm not good enough because they're bored, or, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Just type a 1 in the chat if you understand. Like, it's all good to play games. It's all good to play board games and all that. But there are identities that become over controlling to environments if they're not entertaining, right? At their own expense. And they will exhaust a lot of energy because they're worried about what everybody else is thinking or feeling. For example, if all of a sudden a little bit of quiet comes over, you're at a house party or something, let's say, and there's like 4 different couples, and all of a sudden it starts to get a little quiet, that little awkward silence that nobody likes. Oh no, the awkward silence. I hate this. I can't handle it. It's quiet, right? Oh no, it's quiet. What do I do? And the first person to talk is normally the entertainer. Oh guys, have you heard this joke? Haha, I heard this the other day at my work. Why? Because if I can get everybody to laugh, I'm safe. I don't have to go into that quiet. Now that probably hit home a little bit more for you. Now you probably understand. You probably understand a little bit deeper now the way I just talked about it. Okay, next up. Next up, another mask. We have the romantic fantasizer. Please type this in the chat. The romantic fantasizer. Yup, romantic fantasizer. Oh, this fun little ego that likes to romantically fantasize about a lot of things. When emotional needs are unmet, you're idealizing future people, collapsing people into different forms than what they really are, or saying things like, one day everything will be perfect. Reality isn't enough yet in this moment. Somebody's going to sweep me off my feet and then I'll finally be happy. A romantic fantasizer. So it's always pulling itself out of the present moment. In the future, in the future, in the future, in the future, in the future. When their current emotional needs are unmet, right? You're not feeling whole and complete. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you're sad. Maybe you're bored. And you're idealizing other people to come in and sweep you off your feet and give you perfect reality. And then so you'll look at people in movies, social media, on television, and you'll say, if only one day we'll meet, and then we'll fall in love. And then reality will be perfect when we fall in love that day. Right? Sometimes I get the romantic fantasizers in this channel, and they'll message and they'll say things. I've never talked to them before once in my life. I've never sent a message. And all of a sudden, there's something like, oh, I love you too, here's my phone number. And it makes zero sense whatsoever. I've never talked to them once in my life, right? So what's truly going on is there's a romantic fantasy being built in the ego and the identity inside. And then all of a sudden it thinks that it's being talked to, right? It's creating all these images, all these future scenarios. And then, oh, here you go, right? It is. It's a mask. All masks are delusion. All masks are delusion, right? All masks are delusion. So romantic fantasizers, right? Fall into that as well. I'm going to skip this one, the hyper-independent one, because that's pretty close to the lone wolf. Hyper-independent, very, very similar to the lone wolf of I've got it. I'm going to do everything. There's the abandonment, betrayal issues. They refuse help. No, I don't want help from anybody. There's emotional isolation. I am going to do it all myself, right? The hyper-independent one. It's not okay if anybody helps me. All right, very similar to the lone wolf. Sometimes the hyper-independent one can get built through resentments as well, angers. A large part of the feminist movement, right, is the hating of men because something has happened in their experience where men were not okay in their experience. Right, there's something happened to them along their way through memory of why they hate men, right? And they become hyper-independent. Because when they were 2, 3, 4 years old, they didn't hate men, right? It was not there. It happened through memory response. There's resentment that's built. There's anger that's built. Either father, grandfather, husband, boyfriend, whoever did not live up to a certain standard, had hurt them or whatever, and then here comes the feminist act, right? So those will be the hyper-independent. All right. Next up, we got the angry warrior. Next up, we got the angry warrior. Right? Go ahead and type that in the chat, the angry warrior. Angry warrior. Someone who holds on to anger as a protection mechanism, right? I'm angry and this protects me. Don't test me. Don't test me. I'll get angry. You don't want to see me when I'm angry. They're the Incredible Hulk, right? You don't want to see me when I'm angry. How many of you ever heard yourself saying that? Turning big and green. The angry warrior is the Incredible Hulk. Right? You don't want to see me when I'm angry. Don't test me. Don't test me. Right? Unresolved pain that starts to turn outward. There's reactions, reactivity. There's defensive energy. Also sometimes get very offended. You're skating on thin ice. Yeah. Used to turn big and green. Thought of Hulk before I named it. Yeah, that's right, Sean. So oftentimes someone will defend their anger in a big way here, right? I'm justified to be angry. They said this to me, or they did that, or whatever it is. I'm justified to be angry. It's fine. You can hold on to your anger. Who is it affecting? Sure, you're justified to be angry. Who is it affecting? You can hold on to it all you want. Sure, yeah, you're justified, you're right, you can be angry. Congratulations. Who is it affecting? Who is this anger affecting? So it's destroying your own digestion, your own heart, your own experience. It's causing people to leave your life. It might be ruining your job, your business, your relationship with your wife or your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or whoever, right? Congratulations, you're justified to be angry. Keep it. Right? Keep it then. Right? That can wake people up sometimes when I talk like that. Because then they go, oh, wow. You're right. Is anger really protecting you? Right? Defensive mechanism, right? Fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn response in the nervous system, right? What is the fight response that I talk about? It's the over-explaining. It's the puffing up of the shoulders. It's the over-arguing. It's becoming very opinionated. It's defensive, right? Sometimes it gets physical. Next up, another mask. We have the invisible one. We have the invisible one. I just like to stay invisible. I don't want anybody to see me. I like to stay invisible. Right? I like to hide around corners so nobody can see me. I don't like attention at all or judgment at all. I much rather like avoidance, silence, and no visibility. I'm fine being behind all the scenes. Being seen is unsafe. I don't like being seen by anybody. The invisible one. So this one will come in and come out depending on your experience. There'll be times where you won't care, and then there might be other times where you're like, I want to be the invisible one right now because I didn't put on my makeup today. Right? Or I want to be the invisible one because I'm still wearing my pajamas and I'm out at the grocery store. Right? So sometimes the invisible one will pop out depending on your experience. Peekaboo. Right? Please don't anybody recognize me. Please don't anybody see me. I want to remain invisible right now. I have a fear of judgment, a fear of attention in this moment, and I really don't want anybody to see me. Right? I'm staying behind the scenes. Right? So that invisible one is another mask that'll pop out every once in a while. Like to have fun with some of these, right? Next up, this is really big on social media. We have the validation addict. Uh-oh. Those of you who are in here probably aren't this, because most of the validation addicts are people who are constantly creating videos on social media, who are constantly posting pictures of their body on social media so they can get more validation, right? Look at my body, 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 look at my body. Please tell me how attractive I am. Please tell me how sexy I am. Please validate me, right? Over and 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 over. And it's never enough. It's never enough. It'll never be enough. It doesn't matter how many millions of people tell you you're attractive. You'll never be attractive in your own eyes. You'll never be good enough looking in your own eyes. You have to do more plastic surgery, more makeup, change your eye color, change your hair color. You got to do something different. You're never going to be attractive enough. It's the validation addict. Almost always there's some sort of inconsistent approval growing up. Right? So oftentimes out of their mouth it's going to be, did I do good? Did I do good? Do I look good today? Do you like this? Hey, do you like my body, Joey? Right? You're going to see a lot of videos, a lot of social media people like that. Do you like how I look today? Look at this. Do you like what I did to my hair? Do you like this? And they're going to want lots of people to tell them. Lots of people. Please, lots of people tell me how good my plastic surgery looks or whatever it is, right? I exist through their approval. This ego, this identity exists through the world's approval, right? Now, that might have been a dagger to a couple of you, maybe, or maybe not. Like I said, most of the people that are in this place of the validation addicts, they're the ones who are constantly posting, so they're probably not in here anyway. Most are going to be teenagers, 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds for the most part, because it'll be very focused on the physical body. And by the time they get in their 40s, 50s, they're going to be very confused. Right? They'll be lost. They'll be confused. A lot of them will be broken. Why? Because they're no longer getting all that validation from their physical body, and they're going to do everything they possibly can to try and look good. They're going to spend all the money possible to try and look good in their 50s, right? Maybe you know these people because they have to get that external validation. Okay. Next. Next, we have the identity collector. This one's a little bit more vague. The identity collector is, I am this type of person. I need a box to exist, right? I need to figure out what I am. I need a box. I'm going to collect this identity, these labels, these ideologies, this tribe, the identity collector. This, oh no, this is what I am. No, that's what I am, right? Oh, that's who I am. I am this type of person. So the identity collector is going to be someone that's constantly doing things like, I am a Scorpio. Nope, I am ENFTJ. Nope, I am a starseed. Nope, I am a Palladian. Nope, I am, right? So it's constantly grabbing onto all these different identities. Collecting all sorts of different identities. Identity collector. I am a reptilian. I am a alien. I am right, whatever it may be. I am an angel seed. Identity collector. Okay. All a part of your experience. I'm not here to judge you, shame you, or guilt you if you're into astrology. This is to free you from it. You don't need any of that. It's called divination for a reason, right? It's because you don't need any of it. There isn't real truth there for your experience. And once you wake up, if you're sleeping, there'll be it'll have some meaning to the experience. But excellent. Let's go ahead and invite some people up tonight. Now we talked about the mass, I'm sure a lot of you are going to have questions, or you're going to want to kick and scream and fight, or hate me, or whatever it may be. So whoever wants to come up here and chat, if you want to talk about your own spiritual or soul experience, if you want to ask myself questions, right? If you want to emotionally release, there's two little people in the bottom left. There's a pink and blue people there, right? If you want to come up and chat, please click on those people on the bottom left. I will invite you up one by one.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this. You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
Excellent. Would love to have somebody break the ice, please. Normally the first this always happens in the beginning. Nobody wants to be the first person. The greatest treasures that you seek lay in the caves you dare not enter, right? So if there's any fear there and you want to come up, now's your opportunity to break through that fear. Boom. Shadow gone. Right? Boom. Fear gone. The moment you walk through it. So if that's you right now, where you're like, I do want to come up and chat, but I'm a little bit scared. I don't know what people are going to think. I'm too shy. Opportunity to break through instantly, right? Or if somebody just wants to be the one to break the ice, I appreciate you, because once somebody does, then generally lots of other people are like, oh, I can sign up now. I don't have to be the first one. Right? Just there's nothing that you need to know what to say, right? It all gets uncovered in its way that it's supposed to. Right? So you might be talking about what's been going on in your current journey. Some people talk about near-death experiences. Some people talk about their own spiritual awakening. Some people come up and ask questions about their own emotions, their own mind. And then other people come up and release. Sometimes someone's crying and they're like, for some reason, what you're talking about was really strong in my experience, right? And sometimes tears are needed, so. And then every once in a while we'll get the one who just really, really, really hates this channel. That happens every once in a while as well. Excellent. Go ahead and click on the pink and blue people in the bottom left. If you wish to come up, I will invite you up one by one here. And we'll do a few people tonight. We'll see how late we'll go. We normally end in about 8 minutes, but I'll go quite a bit longer tonight. We're doing good. Thank you everybody for all the likes as well. We're about to go over 100,000 likes. Tap on my forehead on the side of the screen if you have a free finger available. If you're enjoying this talk here tonight, this energy, it's free to follow in the upper left, a little plus sign. And then any extra offers from the channel, there's a little orange link in the bottom left. That is for the free welcome ebook guide, for music or dream state experiences from the channel, or one-on-ones with myself. Hey Sonia, good to see you. For those of you who are rolling in the last hour, please mention in the chat if you're new, if you're returning, where you're tuning in from. I'm here in Minnesota myself, and I will welcome you all in. So happy and grateful to see you. Thank you, Jennifer, for breaking the ice. We're going to invite Jennifer up. She has been helping a lot with the channel, been one of the mods here. Hey, Jennifer.
Hi, how are you guys?
Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming up.
You're welcome. I was nervous to come up, though. I'm not going to lie.
That's okay. Yeah, nerves are part of the process, as you can watch them fade as we continue to talk. Yeah, that's no big deal.
Yes, I wanted to tell you thank you very much. You know, I wanted to say this. My experience here has been absolutely amazing. I do want to schedule a one-on-one with you eventually.
Yeah.
But I want to say the most growth that I've noticed is my son. Hi everybody. Is my son, and I really cannot even begin to thank you. Like, I don't cry on the internet, so I'm not going to do that. But I can't begin to thank you enough for how much you've helped every single day, literally. Like, today and yesterday, like, you weren't live. Like, I didn't catch your live in the morning yesterday because I was going to an appointment.
Yeah.
And I could just tell, like, all day he was off. He just was, like, in an angry mood. And I'm, like, thinking, like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. And then last night I was at work, so I wasn't really able to be in the live like I wanted to be. And he had got a puppy yesterday, and I wasn't really ready for the puppy. I love Bella, but I didn't know if I was ready for that commitment, you know? But he paid for the dog. It's a beautiful dog. But now all night he heard the puppy whine, so he's getting like, he's starting to see how the lack of sleep or how big of a responsibility this truly is.
Yeah, puppies are a huge responsibility, but he's having fun with it.
He is, and yeah. I think what he's most nervous about is Bella. Like, he's afraid because Bella's a pit bull, but she's a lover. But we lost Nala 2 years ago. We're not sure exactly what happened. She was only 2 years old. And he's been taking that hard. So I had to like finally break down and just be like, Jennifer, this might teach him a little bit of responsibility. You know, I listen to you every single day, so I'm sure you'll do great with the puppy. I'm sure, you know, once that puppy hears your voice, I'm sure the puppy will be in perfect tip-top shape. But
have the dog go to sleep to the nighttime lives.
Amen. You know, but yes, for sure. And but I have noticed the growth with him that I have noticed is he has a lot more patience. And I even have been feeling more motivated. Like, I had suffered from my own addictions, and I haven't yet, like, you know, told my full story, and I don't want to take up all the time on the channel. I just kind of wanted to warm it up and give you guys kind of like an idea of who I am.
So you're starting to be a little bit vulnerable, and then then the fear starts to come up. No. So there's a defensive mechanism. I don't want to take up all your time. You're in a perfect space right now, so use and speak in whatever way you need.
Thank you. Well, just need a second.
Yeah.
You can talk.
So what happens oftentimes is there's an energy and a space that when something finally becomes available to the mind, there's a push and a pull. It goes, okay, I can do this now. No, I can't do this. It's not safe, right? So there's still the safety mechanisms built in. That's certainly okay. As you're on this journey, thank you so much for showing the appreciation and gratitude for the lives, though. Jennifer's been an incredible mod. She is always very uplifting. She's always energizing everybody. Come on, you guys, let's like this. Let's get it up, right? Thank you for sending the gifts, all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of appreciation for you in this channel. And
I love all of you very much.
Still got to get that hoodie to you, too.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure.
Excellent.
Thank you for everything. Truly. Like, I think, like, people don't give you, like, when I just watch the chat, like, I see a great community that you have built, and I see how proud you are of it and how much you really put into your lives. Like, you don't just sit here and just, like, I gotta watch my language, but you just don't sit here and just play around, you know? Like, you're trying to really save lives, and I have so much respect for you. And so when I see people not give you the benefit of the doubt, like, I get really, like, I guess I get protective over the people that I care about, you know? And I just sometimes want to get rid of it off of the screen before you can even see it. Because I know, like, you're able to keep a straight face through everything, even the horrible things that people can say, and you just allow it to just roll off your back like a duck. And I admire that, and I hope to get to that point. You know, I feel like where I'm at, I feel like there's definitely levels to spirituality, but I don't have maybe the technical terms. You guys are great. Thank you all so much, truly. I may not have the technical terms all the time, but you're able to do that when I'm not. So it works.
So there's something that happens when someone is getting very angry or frustrated or projecting in certain ways where their identity is attacked, right? So a lot of times they attack out, and when it looks like it's rolling off of me, right? It's an opportunity for them to come into a place of, oh, maybe this is something arising within myself. So sometimes people wake up through that, and other times they don't. That's why I always allow it. It's when the resistance is too strong and the barrier's not breaking, right? There's no opportunity. They like, let's say they've messaged now like 20 times and it's not changing at all, the type of tone or the emotion behind it. That's when it's like, okay, there's no progress being made. But I always allow to see if there's progress, right? Blessed are those who are persecuted in my name, right, is what Jesus says. So,
Amen.
So it's like if someone's throwing rocks, that's a beautiful thing. Why? Because that means you're holding the right energy.
Oh, I like that. I really do. And I try to, like, have people, whenever I'm in the car, like, I know I'm not typing when I'm driving, and I'm always I just may have it playing in the speakers, you know, that's all. But people that are with me, they can watch you, you know what I'm saying? And the effect I see that it's able to take such effect, you were built for this, and God chose you literally for this exact purpose that you're in right now, you know? And I'm excited to see the journey that it can take me on further than I am now. Like I said, you know, you've helped my son tremendously when we've been through counselors and doctors, and they tried different medications and everything. And he was strong enough to be like, no, I don't want any medication. I don't need medication. What I need is to be able to get my mind to a state where it needs to be.
How old is
he? He's 17.
Okay.
We're past December. These months fly by. I was gonna say he just turned 17, but I guess this December was a long time ago. But yes. And I know you said it's harder for you to make progress with, you know, as people get older and things like that. But I mean, it was only, you know, only a few weeks. And I noticed, like, usually if I'm watching TikTok, he'll be like, Mom, turn that off, please. It's annoying. It's so loud. Do you not realize how loud it is? And I'm like, I'm sorry, my bad. No, I guess maybe I need to get my hearing checked. I don't know. But with you, he does not complain at all. Not at all. And that to me makes me feel how comfortable, like it makes me feel like I'm comfortable then because he's comfortable.
Yeah.
Where I don't feel like I'm bothering him with what I'm watching, and it's helpful.
So in truth, it's part of both of your experience then if he's able to listen to it, because there's going to be a lot of teenagers that would never for a second listen to this. They would instantly be playing a video game or going drinking with their friends or going to their sports or whatever it is, right? They would pay zero attention to this. So it's meant for his journey. If he's able to listen to it and go, oh, wow, I like this, that's very powerful.
He's he's always been very intuitive. There was this quote I heard before, like I see more than you think and I know more than you think I know, or something that effect the quote went. But that's always been him. He's just very good at reading people, and I'm thankful that he's very awakened to this journey with me so we can have a more prosperous life together.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Excellent. Is there anything else you want to discuss while you're up here, or?
No, I'm content where we're at for today, and I want to thank every single one of you guys. Thank you for being here. Welcome in, and don't forget to share and like the live.
Yeah.
And thank you for everything. And whoever sent I don't know what you sent me, but thank you. I do appreciate you. God bless and have a great evening, and I will see you guys on the live.
Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer.
Thank
If everyone can send her a green heart right now in the chat, please. We got Devora next. And then if you want to come up after Devora here, make sure to click on the pink and blue people on the bottom left. If you want to come up and talk about your experience, your soul journey, maybe you want to talk about something that's happened in your life regarding this. Maybe you want to ask this guy questions about your emotions, your nervous system, your mind, or circumstances, right? Whatever it may be, go ahead and click on the bottom left. Sometimes individuals need to emotionally release as well after what they hear. Sometimes a lot of energy moves through your being and you go, oh my gosh, what is this? And then you just need a release. But we'll invite Devora up here if you see that. Hello, hello. Hey, Devora, can you hear me? It's showing that you're connected, but there's some sort of disconnection there, volume-wise or something. Oh, we can hear something now. Devora, are you there? Devora, are you there? Oh. Okay. Devora disconnected. If you want to come back up, go ahead and click on the people on the bottom left. We got Nube left next. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I hope. N-U-B-E. Nube. I know I've seen you in the live a couple times before. Hi, Nube. Are you connected right now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you?
Excellent. Yeah, that's perfect. How are you?
Hi, Josh. I'm very good. Hi, everybody.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for for the space.
Yes.
It's great to be here. Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for coming up. What brings you up here today?
Well, nothing specific or for real. Well, in first instance, I wanted to thank you. You know, it's been great to find in your channel, and yeah, it's not every day that you get to find, as I said, a space where to express, I guess, a more spiritual.
To the world it's crazy, right? The
It
rest
is,
of the world is
but
you're crazy, don't do that, right?
besides that, it's great to have this tool to really connect with people in that frequencies.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been in a couple lives, and I really, it really resonates what you share. So it's great.
How long have you been in the channel for?
Um, it's been almost a month, a couple of weeks. I guess I actually never had a TikTok myself, and yeah, I created the account in the search of starting to share certain points of view and things that I love. And yeah, one of the first channels actually that I stumbled with was yours.
Wow.
So
I'm
yeah, it
surprised
was
that TikTok chose this as one of the first. You must have been diving in
well,
right away.
yeah, and it's that kind of algorithm thing, I
Yeah.
guess. I've been studying, like, I guess I've gotten the messages that I had to find at the moment. And yeah,
So since
it's been
you've been
great
in
actually
here
for now.
for a few weeks, and you have your own unique journey, can you share what different types of insights or the way that you're seeing things maybe a little differently or feeling differently? Are you walking through life different? Like what type of transitions have you felt?
Well, most of all, I've connected with the nighttime meditations that you share, and to be, I guess, that sense of community, like, I guess in my path, in, let's say, spiritual path, it's been kind of it's kind of a paradox there, because I'd say that it's been lonely, but at the same time, it's this recognition of oneness, so it's kind of a paradox there. But as I was saying, like finding, that mirror where, to be able to meditate and to fully enter this state of surrendering with the the companion of all the community. It's been more, I guess there's been a part of me that let go, like even further in that sense, like there was more safety to do so. So I just can be grateful for that, because
for those of you who don't know what she's mentioning about the paradox, so a lot of times in spirituality, you're going to be sent into a place of isolation to meditate, to pray, to figure out your own self. And a lot of the times that can feel quite lonely, but at the same time, you're waking up to oneness. So she's going, wait a minute, there's this immensity of love, immensity of God, and God is all one, and yet I feel lonely. What is going on? So when you recognize that everybody is the same, we're all one reflection of that, you're going through that experience, right, Nube? Then you can start reconnecting with everyone, going, I'm just another expression of that light, and I'm enjoying this expression with all of you.
Literally.
And that can free you a lot. And then you go, wait a minute, I don't have to sit in isolation, be alone anymore. Why? Because I am that. Like, right? The light wakes up to itself and says, I can go into the world. It's no problem. Jesus goes into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights and then does what? Returns to the world. He doesn't stay in the desert forever.
Exactly. Oh, well, that metaphor of coming back.
Yeah.
These last years, like, I've been traveling a lot, like I've been around, and right now, like this last month, I returned home, like, I'm actually from Patagonia, like south of Argentina.
Yeah.
And coming back to my family, I mean, I try to come back every year, like at the end of year, to spend holidays with the people I love.
Yeah.
But this time, the circumstances just presented themselves to me to be here for a longer time.
Yeah.
And it's been quite, I wouldn't say like challenge as a bad thing, but it's like everything I learned or I found myself to be, now it's like like finding again, like this space and people, like almost as the space that I left it, which is kind of confusing because
one of the hardest parts about the journey, one of the hardest parts about the journey is the recalibration of everything that I thought and I believed it's not what is truly happening, and there's a re-identity being formed, and then there's confusion that happens through that. But the more you focus on peace, love, and joy in the present moment, it can just fill itself in. I can just be love and peace and joy. I don't need to worry about all these identities. It can just take care of itself.
Well, Yosh actually is it's crazy because like all these years at least that I've been well, that I had my awakenings, or however we can call it, I've always like founded myself in that kind of let's say character to play. Like it's always, I don't know if call it like in a black sheep kind of situation or whatever, but there's a part of me that finds maybe a little of heaviness, in always being the one that brings maybe how to say it, another point of view, a more like clearer state of being, a perspective that maybe doesn't goes with the external, but that can really change like I guess the space from which we choose to inhabit a certain situation, let's say. But it's always me, and that's I guess that's kind of
the subjective experience is what you're pointing to. So through every experience, who and what is the only constant?
The only constant, I guess, is the perception, like the awareness of it all.
Of all of it changing, right? So you're going, well, I experienced it this way, then I experienced it that way, now I'm experiencing this way. What's the only constant there?
The experience, how I choose to live it, you mean?
That which is behind the experience itself, right? The observer of the experience itself. So that's kind of that's the direction that you're getting pushed in. That's why the true purpose for your journey of why you came up here to talk was for that right there to go in. And the moment that goes in, you're going to go, oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for coming up. Do you want to discuss anything else as long as you're up here? As long as you
No, I think like for today, that would be, just thank you again for bringing up this space.
No, thank you. Yeah. Do you pronounce your name Nube, or how do you say it?
Actually, in Spanish, it's nube.
Nube?
That will be, it's a cloud in Spanish, let's say, like cloud. Okay. The word itself is nube in
just like Spanish. A thought, right?
Yeah. Like, well, the other day someone mentioned, and I found it so beautiful, like what we were talking about. Well, they mentioned like death itself not being like the clouds or the sky itself, but just the rain of the experience. And
yes,
that was beautiful.
Yes, very, very.
Well, thank you, Josh. Thank you, everybody, for the space. And have a great night.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, many blessings. Thank you, Nube. I hope I said your name right now. I know my Spanish isn't that great. It's not that amazing, but I tried. Thank you so much for coming up. Everybody give her green hearts. We're going to do one more. We're going to bring Jason up. Thank you for coming up here, Jason. You'll be the last one for the night, and then we're going to conclude and then end it. Hey, Jason.
Hey, here we go.
How are you?
All right, well, let's find out. Let's see what happens.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, what brings you up?
I'm rolling my dice.
Beautiful.
I'm rolling my dice in life.
Are you feeling lucky?
What I feel is something very powerful that's about to happen. That's what I feel.
Okay, excellent.
Something very good.
Yes.
All right. I mean, I see the gold in your background, your picture.
Yeah.
I see the symbolism. I understand everything now. I woke up to everything around me. What growth means. Like, without growth, there wouldn't be anything possible, right? You need to have good versus evil, right? For growth to be possible.
100%. They both exist together, right?
Yes. And what I'm trying to do is what Bruce Lee did, and Chuck Norris did, and Jean-Claude Van Damme did. They never gave up. They went out there and literally made a name for themselves. The most beautiful thing that life can offer. Yeah. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Never give up.
Resiliency, right?
Yes. I'm here to change millions of lives. That's it. Nothing matters. Because I'm going to go out there and put a name for myself out there for people to see and look up to. I want to see people quit smoking. I want to see people getting stuck down in that low spirit and raise their spirit to go out there and never give up. Patience. What's the three things? Like, the thing I like to say is good things come to those who believe, better things come to those who are patient, and the best things come to those who never give up. And I've learned how that works. Through all my pain before my birth, And it all creates who I am today by never giving up and always fighting. And now, you know, like for somebody who's 40 years old and doing handstand push-ups with my fingers,
Yeah.
explain that.
That's life force moving through, right? Life energy. So
Yes.
as part of your experience, you went through probably memories of some painful things. Was there a lot of smoking? Is that why you want to help others quit?
That's what I had to learn.
Yeah.
That's one of the major movements I want to do out of the 3.
Sure.
And then you have group 7. I noticed another pattern with that. Everybody in there is high-spirited. And then the movement to that is 777, divine assignment. Everybody in there, that needs to rise too. It's getting lost. Hold on.
No, that's okay.
Because my friend yesterday, he was on the phone with me for an hour and a half, and I kept going off. He had to take a shower and leave it on speaker. He didn't want to get off the phone with me, but he kept listening to me because he was listening to me, man. Like I have like pages of this written down, like 9 pages of what I'm about to post. I'm making a very powerful film here, really powerful. It's called Ashwagandha Man What If, and it's about the what if, like what if, but I'm not here for what ifs. I'm here to change people's lives, for people to look up to this man. And that's the final other movement of the 3. When people take the ashwagandha herb, you know, which is a gift from God from ancient Hindu beliefs, right? I'm trying to do more research about this, but then it's also the horse strength, and I'll explain that in the film. But it gives you more of like a spiritual stillness. So now I was an Amazon delivery driver running all my stops with 81.2 pounds of weights attached to me. I was at my peak. As you see in my profile picture, that's what it came out to. I mean, I became something. 39 years old, and then all of a sudden I realized absolute surrender. Absolution becomes yours. You keep moving, you keep working out, you keep doing things that are beautiful. You start bringing up this energy to yourself to where you achieve absolute surrender, right? And then now I'm like going a little bit on the ashwagandha, and it's giving me a more spiritual stillness. And then it came out to an answer. And now I found the answer of why I'm here for this moment. Every life's obstacle is a growth to what I've become. Like what you see in the mirror between who you are and knowing who you could be, that's where most people give up. And you don't give up. There's a reason why we're all here, for a purpose. You ask God what you want. God gives you the experience of life, which is a gift. You ask for it. You ask for a certain place and time that you want to go to. You don't remember. You go through this forgetfulness, and then you go into mother's womb, and you come out and you're born.
So everybody's experience is going to lead them up to what they create in life, right? And so that yours is leading you up to that place. What I'm going to phrase is, what do you receive when everybody's looking up to you? Where you say, I need everybody to look up to me and to praise this man, right? What do you receive from that?
I receive a lot more power to keep pushing harder for them, to show that nothing's impossible when you put your mind to it. For somebody to look up to. Whenever they look at the herb at their fingertips, they're going to think of ashwagandha man before they even take the herb. That's power. That's movement. Not for me. For them. For somebody to look up to.
Though?
That's a good question. What does it give me? It isn't for me, though. It's me doing something for everybody. I don't want anybody to go... We're in a spiritual war right now. And I'm trying to change that with this film. I'm trying to point things in the right direction. I don't want things to keep getting worse than they already are.
Right.
There's a lot of hate. There's a lot of... What's the other word?
So I'm just going to point, the right direction's always love, right, brother?
Yes.
The right direction's always
unconditional love.
Right?
And I'm going to pour that out in this film.
Anytime there's an identity that wants praise and validation, that's not love.
Oh, I hear you.
Not love.
I'm not looking at it in that form. No. I'm trying to express unconditional love. Like the power within us all.
Yeah.
To turn this hate garbage away, man. Like there's so many people that are blinded. And it's no good, obviously. And I'm trying to change that with this film.
So that which has led you on your experience is the same that's leading everybody else. So when that film comes out, produce it like you've never produced it before, right? But not from the place of you're all living in a place of a veil and you're right, you're evil or whatever it may be. The same
Yeah.
that's directed you is the same that's bringing them. There's no separation there.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm here to raise people's spirits, man. That's it. I'm here to see the effects. There's a reason why I observe people watching movies that do reactions.
Yeah.
There's a reason to that. And I found that I've been observing, and I feel their feelings to the movies that they watch. Like, for instance, Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's going to be introduced in my film. Everybody said, and I don't do opinions, but I'll just do this one opinion. Everybody says Bloodsport was better. And with the, true events that happened with Frank Dukes, 239 fights, won and never lost a fight. I mean, true story, yeah. Great movie. But I liked Lionheart better. I mean, I named my cat.
You named your cat Lionheart. To be honest,
named my cat Lionheart after the
I
movie.
haven't seen either of them, to be honest, but that's pretty cool that you named your cat that.
Oh, yeah. He's an oversized rodent. And he came to me for a reason in my garage. I found him like 8 weeks old, I'm going to guess. But we all have, these guys that come to us for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But
beautiful cat.
The movie Lionheart with Jean-Claude Van Damme, I mean, I think you'll see the difference between the two movies, Bloodsport, Lionheart. Lionheart was better because it showed that unconditional love, the power between... you'll have to see it. Trust me. It's very inspiring, when Jean-Claude Van Damme got beat the crap out of, he was done. And then all of a sudden his manager, Joshua, betted against him to keep him safe, to keep him down. Stay down. He's gonna screw you up, man. He's gonna put you where I used to be, man. He's gonna stop. Look, the whole bet's on Attila, the man he's facing. The whole bet's on him. And all of a sudden Lionheart's like, wrong bet. And then all of a sudden the whole room's like, hold on. The whole room goes, and then you have the people, that are trying to catch him because he went AWOL. They just wanted to kill him. They didn't care about him. They wanted to probably get him back over to the foreign legion. They go back over there and they're probably going to kill him. I don't know. But anyway, he gets up and all of a sudden one of the guys that are trying to catch him, one of the foreign legion soldiers, one of them starting to go like this.
So his energy awoken when he was proving everybody wrong? I'll prove all of you wrong?
Pretty much. It shows, not giving up,
Yeah.
It had a powerful moment to where the whole room started to get excited. That everybody was like, and then he won the fight. And then people remembered his name. And he became but the most important thing is that he was doing this for his family. And his brother died and left his sister-in-law and niece to take care of.
Yeah.
He went AWOL for them. He put himself out there and started with nothing. He had to do a street fight, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and the character he's playing is a foreign legion. Makes perfect sense. He got in there, he started fighting street fights, made money. Then he got to the top, got to his family. And the people who where he went AWOL, that they took him away in a limousine, about 3 blocks maybe went away, and all of a sudden both of them are like, one of them's like, get out, without showing emotions. But the other one's like, good luck. And then he just runs back and happily ever after. I loved it. It was
so very important movie for your journey. Resiliency and the fight is going to be an important story for a lot of people. But what I point to for the level of freedom, that competition and that fight dissolves. So it's going to be very important for you up to a certain point. But for a lot of other people in here, it's going to be more of falling into, I'm in no competition with anybody. I don't need to fight anybody, right? So there'll be others that will go, no, I can surrender the fight. I can let God take over that part. And then there'll be others that say, no, I'm going to fight, right? So very important for you on your journey when, especially if Sylvester Stallone, those kind of stories are like, that's me, right? The people that were like rock bottom, but no, I'm fighting back. That was this guy for a long time. homeless, broke, addicted, sick, dying, I'm fighting back. I'm not going down with a sinking ship, right? So some sort of fire arose, right? And that was part of the journey. So that fire is waking up in a huge way inside of you, and you're like, no, I'm making this video, I'm doing this. So have fun doing it, right? But just make sure it's coming from that place of love. Yeah.
It's taking so long to make. I made 100 flyers out in the real world and not in here. I made 100 flyers, and it's gold image, and everything's on there. And I actually gave it to a girl and at the ShopRite. I just got done with shopping, right? The ShopRite, whatever. But I went in there, and I'm like, I'm here to inspire the world. I want to change millions of lives. This is serious, you know? They didn't have the things up on the wall anymore like they used to because we're in a .com app world. It's a tool. And we should be using this tool for a good thing, and that's what I'm going to do. You know, that's what we should all be doing. You know, and she looked at it, and then all of a sudden the rest of them looked at it. My dad went back to get the pamphlet, and then they were still looking at it. Good. That's exactly what needs to happen. And it's like, this is the biggest basket of my life, but they're the eggs. They got to plant the seed for me. They got to support this and be inspired by it.
Yeah.
And I was always like that. I was always about all my eggs in one basket, but this is the biggest basket. This is the basket.
Yeah, and you obviously have a lot of strong emotion tied to this, so use it, and it will affect people. They'll hear your voice, it will affect them because there's a lot of strong emotion behind it. So there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
it
passion,
just cannot
the
be
desire
shadowed. This is not something that's supposed to be 200 views. That's an insult to God. Like, it's no. This needs to have 200 million views as respected, and people, if they listen, they will have chills down their spine. They will have goosebumps. They will have it all, man. They will feel it. They will feel the unconditional love that's within us all. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the
certainly many blessings for this. So what happens a lot of time in social media is videos that you spend 2 seconds doing, you're like, I don't know if anybody will watch this. It gets a ton of views, and then the ones you spend a lot of time on, duds. It just happens sometimes. So continue to put stuff out there. Something will click and hit, but don't get disappointed or down on yourself if it gets 400 views, because sometimes that happens, and there's nothing that we can really do about it when the algorithm just doesn't push it.
Maybe the algorithm's scared of me.
It's possible.
Can't be doing that, man. Cannot be doing that. It has to work. It has to work because I know how powerful it is. I seen the comments on some of the other ones, and that was what I was looking for.
Yeah.
For them to be that inspired, to be 55 years old and not working and never working out, but then all of a sudden, you may have just changed my life. I want to go to the gym now.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
But that's good. You know, that's what I want them to do.
Speak exactly like you're speaking right now with this level of energy. You're going to attract the people that enjoy your voice 100%. Right?
Oh,
100%. So just like
trust
I
me,
tell
I
other
say
people,
it all in my films, man. I talk all the time on them, man.
There's a lot of people I work with in my one-on-ones that are going a different route, different path, and they're going to attract different people because someone sees me and they say, oh, it's a almost 40-year-old white male with a leather jacket on. I'm not listening to him about spirituality, right? Because they might collapse me into a different form. So everybody's going to have different people that will naturally just get drawn to them.
Yeah, there's the ups and downs.
Just all part of existence, right?
Yeah. I got to this point to connect all the dots, and you know, the First Amendment auditors, you know what I realize that they are and what they're doing, but most of them anyway. Some of them are just chuckle, you know. Some of them do it wrong. Most of them don't. Especially with Long Island Audit, Sean Paul Reyes, he does it cordial. He has a camera, and then you have people who failed the test. They failed themselves. They expose themselves to the evil controlling them. And then some of the ones that he gets are like, hi, are you just recording? Hey, that's what you do. Or you do nothing, or you give yourself a shout out and be like, hey, no, my name's Jason. I'm trying to change the world, man. You know, that's it, man. You show good energy, not bad energy where the guy comes up to the First Amendment auditor and wants to swing the bat at them because they're being recorded. This is terrible. Yeah. I've been observing it the past few years to understand all of this. That's part of my growth to understanding all of this.
One more thing I'm going to point at: when you go into environments from a place of I need to change you, you're all living the wrong way or thinking the wrong way, you're going to meet a lot of resistance. That's fine if that's part of your journey, but I'm just pointing to anytime you're looking at someone, you need help, you need to change, you need to fix this, they're going to go, get away from me.
I know. They're too trapped in it. They're stuck. Yeah, I know.
The more it's just you're like, hey, I'm creating this because I love talking about this, other people they'll listen much easier.
Yes, that's why I'm introducing in that comment Bruce Lee, Jean-Claude. They're being introduced to my film.
There you go.
Chuck Norris, he just died, but he was so powerful that he doesn't age. He levels up, and then all of a sudden he died. But he was this powerful. He changed people's lives. He inspired millions. He made beautiful films. He was a great fighter, and everybody looked up to that. You know,
I haven't seen their films in quite a while. I'll have to rewatch them. I'll have to watch Lionheart sometime.
Oh, trust me, it was. Watch Bloodsport, then watch Lionheart. You'll know what I'm talking about. The feeling. Oh my God, the whole room, everything. Like he changed the Foreign Legion soldiers. He changed them. One didn't show the emotions. One did. He's like, good luck. You know. Before they just wanted to kill him. They didn't care about him.
Yeah.
But it was impactful. The music, you know, the score, everything.
Yeah.
It was great. You know, and then you have critics that rate it 40%, but they don't get it. They don't feel it. They're not feeling it right.
Yeah.
You know, the movie wasn't long. It wasn't short. It was perfect. It was perfect. I loved it.
Good. I enjoyed our conversation. Thank you for coming up here, Jason. Is there any last questions? I'm going to end the live here in just a moment. So is there any last questions or something you want to talk about before we move on here?
Oh, request for everybody that has seen me, please put your egg in the basket. You know, I'm trying to do a good thing here. That's it. That's all. And it will give you chills. It will probably do something to you. You will feel some type of way about it. I'm going to show what awakening looks like.
Yeah. Many blessings on your journey. There's no marketing in this channel, though.
Oh, well, not marketing. No rules. None of that. I'm just saying my film. Watch it. That's all if you want to.
You can always message it to me later too. Videos that certainly deserve. I repost for a lot of people. So you know, any video deserving of it, absolutely.
I have my scripture up. I could have done better. There were some things I didn't clarify, but I'll definitely fully clarify it in the film. That's for sure.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for coming up here, Jason.
Thank you.
Everybody, give him a green heart in the chat, please.
Thank you.
Every conversation, every individual that comes up has a different life experience, different life journey, different emotions, right? So everyone is serving in a different way. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming up and chatting. Green hearts in the chat for Jason. Thank you, brother. This is going to conclude tonight's live. I'm going to hang out for just a couple minutes and answer any things that we talked about tonight. We talked about a lot of those masks that we can meet on the journey. We talked about a lot of spiritual running into ego identities, and then those who came up and chatted tonight. If you have questions about your nervous system, your mind, your emotions, your spiritual or soul journey, now is your time to ask. Now is the only time where I answer questions in the chat, so take advantage of it. We will be on again tomorrow night. Tomorrow I'm going to cover the emotional scale of consciousness, okay? From the very bottom to what could be the possible of the top. So we will cover the emotional scale of consciousness tomorrow. Yeah. Excellent. Good to see you all. Thank you for being in here. I'm just going to hang out for a couple minutes. If you enjoyed this energy, free to follow in the upper left. There's a little plus sign in the upper left. It'll be 9 to 11 East Coast tomorrow. 9 to 11 East Coast time tomorrow, New York City time. In the bottom left, if you want the free abundance ebook guide, link in the bottom left. If you want to look into one-on-ones with myself for transformation of your nervous system, your mind, or going deeper on your spiritual soul journey. Sometimes we tap into memories, traumas, addictions, right? Fears, loneliness, all sorts of stuff. But it's for your highest and greatest good, for more peace, more love, more joy. I'm just going to hang out for just a couple minutes here and answer any questions that might come through. Thank you, everybody, so much for being in here. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Terry, for being in here. Thank you, Jason, for being in here. Thank you, Bridget. Thank you, Mary Jo. Thank you, Mama Vanna. Thank you, Justina. Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Rochelle. Thank you, everybody who sent things tonight as well. You're awesome. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Bridget. Oh, you're all incredible. Thank you so much. Had a great time here once again this evening. Like I mentioned, tomorrow will be a deeper dive on emotions themselves. Christy, thank you so much for the traveling through the galaxy there earlier. I can't remember what that thing was called. It wasn't a galaxy, but it was something similar. Thank you, Audra. Who was referenced earlier as some very wise and quieted audiences? Who was referenced earlier as someone very wise? Oh, Eckhart Tolle. I mentioned Eckhart Tolle once. I was just saying how if his presence of the disillusioned, if the ego's gone, right? There's no ego there. It's presence, it's quietness, it's stillness. So he's in a room, he's in a stadium, and there's 1,000 people around him, and you can hear a pin drop, right? And they're all going. Right? I love, honor, and appreciate all of you on your journey. Thank you. Whoa. Doesn't look like any last questions are coming in. Was just doing a short little energy transference there for those of you that were able to receive that. I love, appreciate, honor all of you on your journey. Look forward to seeing a lot of you tomorrow. Otherwise, Monday we will be back into the morning lives, Monday through Friday. All right. Otherwise, we'll be back into those normal lives, the dream state lives in the evenings, and then those uplifting lives in the mornings. Thank you so much, everybody, for being in here once again. Have an amazing night. Get some rest. Enjoy. Create. Do whatever you need to do. Explore. Adventure. Have fun. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Good night, good night, good night. Thank you, everybody. Good night, good night, good night.